Hey guys. So a little bit about my week. I went home over Labor Day weekend, and I took my roommate and another girlfriend down the hall, and we had a fun little experience on the Greyhound bus. So the experience was actually not a very fun one. It was quite terrible, and I will never ever, and I advise all of you to never ever go on a Greyhound bus. Never. Don't do it. Just don't do it. So what happened was we got to the station, and I went in and talked to the lady who was really, really rude, and she was like, "You guys can't make this bus. Like, you didn't come an hour early." And I was like, "Well, I heard the bus was delayed and we're 30 minutes early." This is Hannah, who went with me. Say hi. Hi. So that's Hannah. Hi. And so, the girl was a big bitch, basically. And she basically said that we couldn't get on the bus, but we had paid for our tickets and everything, so we were like freaking out. We didn't know what to do. We were with a whole bunch of foreigners who were going to St. Louis too, who were from the zoo, and they were all like rapping and whatnot, and it was hilarious. But we waited like 40 minutes, and the bus finally came, and everybody started to get on, and we were the last people to go to the station, so we were getting on last, and the bus driver was like, "Well, there's no more seating room, guys." And he looks down at our tickets and looks back up at us, and he goes, "But I can let you guys have standing room." So we like looked at each other, and we were like, "Get on now or wait like 6 hours for the next bus." And there's a whole bunch of sketchy people in the bus, so we were like really iffy about it all, but we did it. And we sat in the middle of the aisle of this bus, and we're just like going crazy in there, freaking out with like who the people were. They were like all kind of weird, sketchy people. Anyway, it ended up that one guy gave my friend a seat, and she sat down, and another guy moved over to a seat that was broken and just leaned against the window. And I sat down, and Mackenzie sat on my lap, and we just rode to St. Louis that way. And we only stayed there for 20 hours because we left the next day with some random girl who we didn't even know, but she was a DG here, so we thought, okay, she'll be fine. And she was. She was really nice. So I got to go back and have a home-cooked meal, which was really nice. And I saw a bunch of people who I've been hanging out with here down there. I met up with Emily, and whatnot. I unfortunately didn't get to see Audrey and Anna. You guys are pretty busy. Audrey, I heard about your senior thing, though. That sounded pretty funny. But yeah, that was my weekend, and now getting back into things, like school started again, and classes have been really good. I'm a little nervous for this biology test coming up, but I've been studying pretty hard, and it's not for another week and a half, so I've got plenty of time. I'm ahead of the game. But yeah, and tonight is a Greek rave that's going on, so that should be pretty fun. Mackenzie's going with me. I think Emily's got us tickets, so we're good to go. We're going to have fun, go on a party bus. It's going to be awesome. So, yeah. Clubs I joined. I joined a biology club that everybody in the meeting was like a junior and higher, like a junior and a graduate. There was like graduate students there who like were just really into the club. So they came back to like like tell people how great it was and whatnot, and they were like really excited to see a freshman there, and I was like, a freshman, yay, you gotta be in this. So it was really nice, and the club seemed really interesting. It's you get to shadow doctors, and that's something I would love to do, regardless if it's with children or not. But it's centered around like the hospital and whatnot, and it's like there's meetings once a month, and there's charity events, and a lot of community service, which sounds really interesting and something I'd like to be a part of. So, gonna join that. The weather has gotten much better since last week. Last week was just hell because it was so hot, and I remember one day that I was walking to a class and I went to the wrong one, which was on the all the way across campus, and I had to walk all the way back to the one I was actually in, and it took like 30 minutes. By the time I got to that class, I was like drenched in sweat. It was just gross. And it was a small class too, so everybody knew who I was. It was bad. It's a little embarrassing. So yeah, I really miss you guys. Isabella, I just got your letter today. That's what made me realize I need to post. It was really cute. It made me like have a little moment. It was sad. But I'll be writing you back because I have your address. And I have everybody else's address too, so I'll write to you guys. So yeah, that's been my week.